All right. So this is just another example wherein we're going to display a hello world. Okay. So in here, example to move instruction used in displaying a string. So AH is equal to 09H. So write string to standard output. So 09H is again another this one interrupt. Okay, wherein it will display a certain string or a message. Okay, so we have this example right here. Let me just try to get that one first. Hello world. Here. All right. So again, we have the default, the that model small, that stack 100 each, and then that data. So in here, we now have the initialization. So we have a variable message, and then DB is for defined byte. And then we have here the string, which is the hello world. And then later on, we'll discuss what is this a dollar sign for. And then we have comma and then 10 and 13. So these are also additional functions wherein 10 is actually came from this ASCII code. 10 is a line feed, and then 13 is the carriage return. Okay, it's being discussed right here. So aside from the string, add 10 for the line feed and then add 13 for the carriage return for cursor to be on next line. Okay. However, when I was testing this one yesterday, I'm not really sure why it's not working, but supposedly this one is for the next line. Okay, and this one is for the next cursor line. Okay, next line at the same time, and then our cursor will go to the next line also at the same time.
Sir, hindi kaya compatibility yung error niyan? Dahil DOSBox nung tinuro ni Ma'am Karen sa amin nun yan, sir.
Kaya nga eh. Pero but I also tested this one in my DOS box yesterday. It gave me the same output. So napagana ko na yung DOS box ko kahapon. Pero ayun. So baka nga, hindi ko lang alam. Kung baka yung versions then maybe we have different versions of DOS box. But supposedly, 10 is for the next line, and then the cursor for the treating will be go to the next line. Okay. Well, anyway, let's try this one out for now in MU886. Ano mo ba to? Second take mo, Mr. Priester?
Yung lecture lang, sir.
Lecture. Okay. Bakit lecture pa? Di ba dapat lecture mas madali?
Baliktad, sir eh.
And there you go. It displays the hello world, but it doesn't have the cursor wherein maybe we could type again, so on and so forth. And then what I did yesterday is I tried removing that one and running the program, and still it gave me the same result. So yeah, and then this dollar sign, I actually saw the Zoom meeting. This dollar sign is for an indicator to end that this string right here ended after this. Okay, this is string right here, because if without the dollar sign, it will give us random characters right here. Okay, it will consume the entire register, the register of this EX right here, which is 8-bit. Okay, but it gave me the same result. Hello world. I think that is the difference also, wherein it will give me an error. What is the error? Program terminated. Close that. Save, emulate, and then run. So int 21 h is equal to 09h address not found. So hindi niya yata nababasa yung this line of code right here, this message right here. Anyway, I think it really needs a dollar sign. Or let's try without a dollar sign. 10 and 13. Okay. So let's bring back the dollar sign. And it is now working perfectly. Okay. So in here, well, actually, in the example of Ma'am Suarez, from the Zoom meeting that I have saw from this from her lecture, even though she doesn't have a dollar sign, it will still display the hello world, but it will give her a bunch of random characters right here. So he basically consume the entire size of the AX, okay, or the AH rather, okay, because that is the one that's being displayed. So you can remove the 10 and 13 and it will still work perfectly. Okay, and still give us the same result for the MU8086 emulator. I just don't know in DOSBox or TASM. Okay. So yeah, and then one more thing. Again, this is not case sensitive. So we can have a message, a capital message right here, but we can still retrieve that one even though it's this is just a small letter. Okay, so we can also do this one, two capital letters, but of course it's not advisable. Okay, if you're using small letters, just use small letters for the entire code. If it's capital, just use capital letters for the entire code. But of course, it will still work, the same or perfectly because assembly language is not case sensitive. Okay, so any questions so far, Mr. Polmano, for this one?
Wala sir, nakuha ko lang yung solution ko kung bakit puro random characters yung exam ko nun. Yung dollar sign pa.
Yeah, it's because of the dollar sign. Okay, so this one will automatically because it's saying terminate string. Yun pala yung term dito, not an end. So this is the terminate string. So without dollar sign, processor will automatically consume the rest of the space placing random characters. Okay. So we have another example here wherein you can now input a string. Let's close this one and input. Okay, because I tested this one, all of these yesterday, and then I'm having a lot of issues kasi hindi ko nakukuha yung tamang or yung expected output according from what Ma'am Suarez is talking in her Zoom meeting. Anyway, for this one, okay, so this is the part where it will not that one, 09H, 01H, offset message here. So this is the part where it will ask you a input string. So it is coming from this message right here. So enter a string, and then of course dollar sign is very, very important. And then it will, so 0EH is another this is the input buffer. Okay, just like what we had in here. So it will ask you another input. So display this one, and then the buffer wherein it will ask you an input for the new line, wherein new line can actually contain up to 80 byte, if I'm not mistaken. It's byte according from Ma'am Suarez, or 80 bit. Okay, well, any of those 80 bit is already big enough to store a value or a string right here. Let's say ASD, and then upon clicking enter, then it will display right here. Wait a second. New line is already entered in for the next line. I think at this point, this one worked now properly for the new line. Okay, so it is now displayed. So this is our input. It now displayed it on the next line. Okay, with the combination of this code and this code. So it went to another line and displayed the message itself, or the inputted string. So were you able to follow the sequence so far?
Yes, sir.
Wait a second. For CH, yeah. Miss out that one. And then yeah, I also tested this one yesterday, wherein we don't have the for CH. So this interrupt right here. So it gave me the same result. There you go. So nothing has changed. with or without this an indicator to end the program, because this end right here is already ending the program. This is just another way to end the program. Yeah, basically you can actually remove this one, but you can retain that one since it will give you the same result. So yeah, those are just the things that I've noticed when using MU886. Again, I'm not sure what will happen if we remove this one and then you're going to code this one in a DOSBox or TASM. Okay, but for MU886, they are just the same. Okay, with or without this 4CH in there. So another thing is Y plus 2, because the first two line or the first two register rather is for, where is that one? Okay, the first 2 byte, here is the explanation. The first 2 byte of the memory location will handle the max length it can handle, and then the length of the string entry. Okay, so the first byte is the max length it can handle, and then the second register is the length of the string entered. So basically, we can only use 78 bytes. Okay, so it's not 80 bit. Okay, so it's actually 80 bytes. I think. Okay, so this is the correct one, byte. So byte is already a lot of characters that we can put in there. So yeah, that is why it's +2, because we can use the first and then the second register. Okay, so we have to do +2 to display the inputted message or inputted string. Okay. However, again, I did some experiment yesterday. +1 will still give me the same result, I guess, or it will move to the, will give you another tab right here. So instead of this tab right here, let's say this specific call this one position. Okay, it will move, let's see, one tab. Okay, or 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 spaces. Okay, if it's +1. If it's let's say none at all, just displaying the string 1. Let's try this one out. Okay, so that is the only time that it will not display anything, because I think you are now really getting the first two reserved memory, okay, which is maybe the location, not the location, the max length that it can handle, or the length of the string itself. Okay, so +1 will still work, but it's just after 8 spaces. There you go. After 8 spaces. And then +2 is the most correct one, I guess, since it will now display that one below, right below of this E right here. Okay. And then +3, that is the time that it will not be able to read properly the entire text. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But in here, it will only display 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I think it wasn't able to read this letter E anymore. Okay, and then onwards, of course, it will just keep on removing a specific line of characters, specific count of characters rather. So in here, it wasn't able to read or display the A and then S if it's +4. So +2 is the most correct one, and then +2, another +2 is this A and then S right here. Okay, so are you guys getting the idea? So +2 or +1 is the one that is perfect in displaying by using an offset. So are we clear for this example?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So, okay. So for the, I think this is already the last one. So in here, this is just another example. This will actually give us the same result. So it's using a Leia. Okay, again, move and Leia are just the same actually. So let's try this one out. New line db.code, move ex of data, dstx. Right here is the Alea si, and then string one. Move each, each, 0 dx si into each. Move each, offset new line, and each string plus 2 first h. Yeah. So there you go. It will give us the same result. Okay. So move and Leia is pretty much the same. Okay. Just a different way. Okay. So in here you're going to use SI instead of the normal registers. So we have SI, DI, CI. What are those special? So na yun? Leia. Okay, we have here BX, BISI for indexing and adjust. Okay. Anyway, that's it for the last example. Similar result. It's just with the use of Leia. Okay, so here is now your task 3.2, which is the input output. So create a member registration form in assembly language. So allow user to enter the following information. So I would like you guys to figure out on how to, I can base it from here, from this last two example, okay, on how to come up with uh, this one, name, age, address, civil status, and so on and so forth. So it will ask multiple uh, questions, or let's say, yeah, it's asking your name, it's asking your age, and so on and so forth. Okay. So just do this one using MU8086. Let's just stick with MU8086. Okay, since honestly DOSBox and TASM is a little bit harder to use when it comes to assembly language. So I think that is the old way, and then MU886 is now the new way. Okay, however, of course, they will give you the same result. Okay, so are we clear for the task 3.2?
Yes, sir.
For sure, nagawa nyo na to noon. So we have two tasks for until before your final exam. So this is actually our last meeting. Next meeting, this coming June 9, we will not meet anymore. You can just use that one as your time to finish all of the activities, and then June 16 will be your midterm exam. Okay. So you guys have three tasks. So this is just a like case study in my case, but this one's discussion. So read the programming experiences you have encountered in the past. Kindly share one of your best practice while programming. So something you do make it easier to program, organize your codes, and avoid errors. So the due date of this one will be June 9, so it will be a week from now. While the other two tasks, under analysis, an application will be due 2 weeks from now. So this is a 30 points and then 20 points, and then discussion is 10 points. And one more thing, I just would like to share this one to you guys because 2 days ago, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, my M86 expired. So I wasn't able to use this one with its full potential. So just in case, okay, you guys might want to test this one out if it will work on your terminal. So in my case, this one worked properly. So it was able to activate my MU886 without a problem. So yeah, sharing to you guys this one. Okay. So any other questions or concerns or clarification so far before we end our meeting?
Wala naman, sir.
All right then. Okay, so if you guys don't have a question or clarification anymore, then you guys may not go. So thank you guys for your patience. So this is our longest period of discussion.
Yes, sir. Nakita ko sa YouTube channel niya, mayroon kayong 1 oras.
Isang oras na, marami doon. Hindi lang isang oras. 3 hours pa yun. Ganun. Those are pre-made videos. Compilation of my discussions. Di ba lang, matagal ba ako mag-discuss?
Hindi naman, sir. Matagal lang kami mag-respond.
Yes, sir. May
Kaya,
pasok
matagal
kasi, sir.
yung
Kumutakbo, sir.
Nag-ML yata kayo, nag-ML, nanonood ng, nakamute na yung Zoom meeting, tapos nanonood na ng anime, kung ano-ano man, bahala.
Hindi naman,
kasi-
sir, sir, nag-search ako ng paano yung gawin yung related, sir. Parang reference ko lang in the future, sir.
Okay. Sige, sana nga. Yeah, that is why if you guys have a question, better to ask me. You do not ask Google. Ask me first, baka mamaya magkiiwa kami ng sagot. Or maybe, tama yung na-search nyo, pero mali pala yung tinuturo ko. So, mas maganda sigurong tanongin nyo muna sa akin and then confirm it to me later na mali pala yung tinuro ko. Okay. Para, at least, magtanong muna kayo bago si Google. Tama yung, my bad. Mamaya, yung na-search nyo sa Google is mali, and then yung sa akin, tama. Yun sa akin sasabihin ko. Baliktad. Okay. So, mas maganda magtanong muna kayo sa akin bago si Google. Kasi mamaya, mali yung sinasabi ni Google. Okay?
Sige, sir. Sir, pat nga, sir, apat na kanina, sir, paging dalawa na lang kami ni Pulmano, sir.
Kaya nga, ewan ko na, nawala na yung dalawa din. Si Mr.
Ooh,
Sir,
Tanya.
late ka pa nga nag-join. Mag-isa ko lang kanina dito.
Sir, baka kumakain na, sir. Baka, sir, 117 higit.
Nauna na rin kasi, yeah. I understand. So, medyo yung schedule natin dito. Anyway, so, okay, let's dismiss this meeting now. Nagugutom na rin ako. So, goodbye. Let's again after your midterm exam.
Sige, sir. Happy lunch, sir.
Happy lunch, sir.
So,
Pagkain ko pa lang. Ayun. Sige, sir.